Good afternoon, everybody. Today I have for you a request from Becky, who wanted to see a flip through of Ticket to Dreams. Now this one is ring bound. It is sort of, thin cardstock on there. It's double-sided. Really nice book. Title page, you have like a cat with some flowers around. Then you come into the copyright page there, which has just got all Karolina's details. Then we have the name page, which has got some ink, some clouds, some splodges, anything sort of goes on there. Her style is very dark and very sketchy. You will find that in the book. Then we have the next page is a flower. I have been asked how you colour over dark pictures that are so dark. It can be done. Several layers of pencils. Now this is thick card, so you could use water mediums if you like. Markers if you don't mind marking the other page. As I said, they are double-sided pages. But you could use mainly anything on this if you didn't mind ruining the other side. Now we come into this bit, which is like a story. It is in English. There's some mushrooms, bees, flowers and things on that page. Now I haven't had these books long, so I haven't actually read the story myself. The next page we have flowers, berries, mushrooms, leaves, butterflies, quite a lot of open space where you could add your own thing. Now this page we have a very serious looking young lady with her eyes closed, and she seems to be sitting inside a flower. This side we have a squirrel sitting quite happily eating his nuts, acorns, sorry, with a crown on his head, and he's sitting with leaves and it looks like some pearls or something. This one, she reminds me of sort of a ballerina. She's sort of looking quite sad, has a hairband in her hair, and she's holding a little bird, followed by some leaves and things around her. Now this one is quite nice. It's a white swan in water, and the reflection is done in black, surrounded by flowers, berries and leaves again. Lots of flowers, berries and leaves and things in this one. But I thought that was quite nice how that one was done. The next one we have is another very serious looking young lady. She has her eyes closed again, surrounded again by flowers and leaves. This one, the lady seems to be cuddling a wolf, maybe? A fox or a wolf? Looks more like a wolf. And she's quite serious. I think I would be if I was cuddling a wolf. Then we have a small lion cub who has a crown on his head with lots of pearls, followed by leaves and branches, things like that. The next page we have a kitten who seems to have a unicorn horn on his head. He's surrounded by lots of sketchy sort of cloud looking things. Maybe he's in a field of cotton wool or something. This one we have more mushrooms or toadstools, whatever you like to call them, with a beetle on top of this one and some leaves. The next page we have a bear who has like antler type horns. He also has crystals coming out of his neck and a seashell and some more leaves. All these seem to have sort of ink splashes all over them. It's just her style, which I quite like. It's sort of unusual, not run-of-the-mill things. This one, I'm not sure what this is. It looks sort of like a heron. I'm not sure. Some type of bird holding a crystal. And then on the following page we have a little girl inside a bubble who's reading her books with her cup of tea or coffee. She's surrounded by lots more bubbles. Now these are quite thick pages. So then we have some more of the story with some butterflies and a feather. Like I said, I haven't read the story myself yet, but we will see. The next one we have a lady, and she's quite serious. She has branches coming out of her head. I think I'd be quite serious if I had branches coming out of my head as well. Then we have a bear which has a little crown, and he's cuddling a moon, and seems to have some pearls around him as well. The next one, another serious one. A lady with a fox curls up in the background. Maybe she's chilling out, just laying on the fox, having a sleep together, or an afternoon nap in the sunshine maybe. But a bit dark for that, I think. Next we have a lady who's with an owl. She has a crystal round her neck. And she appears to have ears, maybe owl ears herself. More berries and leaves. Then we have a lady who appears to be in water. She's got a shell on her head. Rather creepy looking hands coming out of the water. Whether that's hers or not, who knows. This side we have, looks like it's a wolf or a fox, something like that. I'm looking at this upside down, I do apologise. But surrounded by more flowers and things. Next we have butterflies, crystals, berries, leaves, moons. Quite a lot of open space on this one, so you could sort of add your own things. And the same again on this one. And we have a large butterfly on this side. Then we come to more of the story. We have a skull which has got the rather sharp looking teeth. I'm assuming it's something like a bear skull or something. Hello Lily. Move your bum. And this side we have a key and some more of the story on that side. Then we have a butterfly on this one. Another butterfly on this side, but this butterfly has eyes. Lily, we don't need to see your bottom. You go over there. Put your bowl over there. But yeah, rather unusual looking butterfly, that one. Let me tell you that. Then we have a lady who appears to have no eyes, and she has flowers in place of her eyes. She's surrounded by sort of, I don't know, trees, long flowing hair and some bushes. This one's a scenery one. Night time with the moon out, and the reflection in the water, surrounded by lots of branches and things. That's Lily just crunching biscuits. This one, the lady, she seems to have sort of she has her pupils in her eyes missing, should I say, so they look very sort of creepy. She has maybe a haunted house on her head, perhaps that's why she has no pupils. And some trees, who knows. This side we have, let me just pull that a little bit. This side we have the owl, and he's sort of quite normal looking. Black background, so I quite like black backgrounds myself, because I do struggle with backgrounds. But yeah, more flowers, berries and leaves on that one. This one we have a, excuse me, a rather angry looking crow. And there's another one on this page, and they appear to be squawking at one another, maybe arguing about whose territory or something like that, but neither of them look particularly happy. Next we have another girl, another one very sad, but she has like a black creepy arms around her, and she has a skull with teeth, and these look like feathers maybe, or leaves. But yeah, very dark and creepy, that one. And there appears to be an eagle on this side heading towards the lady. A lot of these are double page spreads. Let me just show you. If you pull the pages up and put them together, you can see that they do match. So yeah, some are double page spreads and some aren't. This one is the a hand with an eye, the hand of Horus. I think that's how you say it. I know what I mean anyway, I'm sure you do too. And this one is a house, which seems to be engulfed in an octopus. As you can see, the octopus tentacles and things around the house. Looks like he's claimed that for himself. Next page we have some more of the story. This side is branches and pearls and things hanging from it. Another double page spread. It's got lines in it, this one. Almost like sort of a dream catcher. Maybe that's what it is in the branches there. This side we have another scene. A boat on the water with mountains in the background and rays coming off. It looks like night time, so I'm assuming it's the moon or the sun. Then we have this side, which is, hello Lily. There's a lady on this one. She's surrounded by leaves and berries and flowers, and she has some more flowers in her hair. Come on Lily, move your bum. This side we have a lady, looks like she's hugging a fox maybe. Looks like they're both happy in each other's company and both falling asleep. Lily, move your bum. This side we have a wolf. He's surrounded by some trees and some clouds and things. Then we have this one, another lady who has flowers instead of eyes, and some butterflies surrounding her. This side, Lily, move her bum. We have a lady with a dark background. She has 3 eyes this time, one in the middle of her forehead as well, and she's surrounded by trees and things. This one is just mainly leaves, butterflies, pine cones, a lot of space where you could do your own thing in between as well. Then we have a bear, maybe a polar bear, which looks like it has a castle on top of its back, surrounded by trees, and I'm not sure what they are, branches or something. Then we have a rabbit on this side. He looks sort of quite perky, surrounded by some more leaves, and that one. Then we have another lady, flowers on top of her head this time, surrounded by some leaves and some very long plaits. This one is a lady with a crown on top of her head. It looks to me, I'm not sure if she's surrounded, Lily, I'm not sure if she's been hugged by a blanket, wrapped up nice and warm, but she seems very content. Next we have a castle, another double page spread I do believe. Yep, a nice castle which goes over the 2 pages, butterflies, stars, clouds. That would be quite a nice one to do because it's not too dark. Then we have a lady with a house on top of her head, with some bells hanging down the side. Following page is some more of the story, with some flowers. Then we have another castle, another double page spread, yes. Castle on this side, with some flowers. On this side the castle is inside a teacup. But yeah, maybe it's been carried away somewhere, who knows. Then we have, which looks like, I'm not sure if that's a deer or a dog, with flowers. This side is a fox, I do believe, with some turrets on top of its head. Then we have a deer, which again looks like the dream catcher type thing in between his horns. And there are some feathers hanging down here, so I'm assuming that is a dream catcher. Then we had a wolf with some toadstools, mushrooms, some very creepy looking creatures with sort of glowing eyes coming out of the darkness. This one we have a fox, which is running, and it looks like a double page spread, so the fox looks like it's running towards the bird. Maybe he thinks he's going to get his breakfast or his evening meal. Next page we have another bird. That might be a double page spread, not sure about that one. Another bird on that side, and a raccoon or badger on that side. Then we have a bear, which is got some bells of little flowers at the bottom and some bear cubs. This side we have an owl, which has the flowers around it. Then we have this one, which is another double page spread, showing the different moons. Quite a lot of space there on the top and bottom, you could add something yourself. This one we have a lot of leaves of pearls with a cameo and some flowers and moths or butterflies on this side. Then we have more of the story, and again the sort of sad looking woman in the water, branches coming out of the water, and she has shells on her head but no creepy hen this time. Then we have a lady who looks to be looking out to sea at the boat. She's standing on the shoreline, but in her cloak or dress, whatever it is, it's black and there are moons and stars and things. There's a little rabbit there as well on the side. This one's quite a weird one. Obviously a mermaid with some crystals and that around her, but she seems to have a fish with very, very sharp teeth. Looks sort of like a piranha fish. Don't think I'd want to be swimming with that. And on the other side is another weird looking fish, which has a human head face instead of a fish face. Very creepy. Then we have just a house. Looks like it's a little island in the middle with trees, and you can see the reflection and the path to the house. Then we have a girl. She's got an hourglass in her hand. She has a carousel on her head. She seems to have some bells hanging from her dress. There's candy at the bottom, and she's got lots of planets and stars and moons and things around her. Now this one is only one on this side, which is the rabbit. Very strange rabbit that also has 3 eyes. More crystals and flowers and leaves and mushrooms or whatever on that one. Then we have this one, which is a lady with a ship behind her, and she appears to have, I don't know whether that's one of the ship's masts or, I'm not sure, but she seems to have like a large sort of sword shape or something like that on her head. And that is the end of the book. And ring bands, I love ring bands. They're so much easier to work with if you have problems with your hands, as I do. They lay flat, so you don't have to try and crease pages or hold one side while you're trying to colour the other side. I love them, really, really good. So that's the flip through of Ticket to Dreams. I hope you liked that. Thanks guys, see you next time, bye.